Hey everybody, this is Darren. The date is, it's September 11th. It's Friday, September 11th, 2020 at 1:57 in the morning, a.m., p.m. Pacific. Well, no, actually, it's 1:57 p.m. in the afternoon, a.m., p.m. Pacific Mountain Eastern Standard Days and Saving Time in the year of our Lord, my friend. And, that's good coffee. Actually, doing my third art video. This is going to be a voiceover because when I shot this video, I come to learn that it's very, very hard for me to narrate and describe what I'm doing as I'm drawing because I have, to be honest with you people, I have very, very limited brain capacity. You get older and it's just, you're not bright anymore. You're dumb. Basically, it's years of beer in there. I'm not gonna lie to you people. I'm not a bright man, but anyways, you can see what I'm working on. I'm working on this Brooke Shields piece. So yeah, it's like I said, it's September 11th, and wow, 19 years since that event. I actually was in Los Angeles when that happened. That's a whole it's a whole topic. Um, I've been drawing now my whole life basically. I remember when I was 12, I used to enter these stupid art contests in school, and I would win, and I would be, oh, I'm the best. You know what I mean? Darren's the best. That's what was going through my mind. Everyone in town's gonna know Darren's the best. Oh, I'm a fool here. I'm not a very bright person, people. You know, nobody gives a shit about stuff like that. But you only learn that when you get older. Here's you can see basically I'm delicately shaping her nose with the shading wand. Basically, I remember first seeing these wands at Omar Dessert in Montreal, sources in the 40 years ago in 2008 when I started my drawing blitz, and I wondered what they were, and you know they were 69 cents, 49 cents, and I finally bought one and sort of started using it, and I was sold from there. Look at the subtle shading you can do with it, just building the framework. There's been so many Van Gogh, if you will, periods of my art career. I guess I'm starting a new period now, which would be the coming out of the darkness period. I've had a rough couple of years because what I suspect is a herniated disc in my body has caused my left leg to go numb, and it's been like that for 3 years. I suspected that it was neuropathy, which is dead nerves, 2.5 years ago. But I just had my MRI done, I think on Wednesday, and hopefully I'll get the results. And hopefully, if it does turn out to be herniated discs, that I can get surgery and I can get some feeling back in my left leg because it's not fun. But based on all the research I've done on my symptoms, and reflecting on my behavior during that period, it has to be herniated disc. I suspected it was neuropathy because when I woke up one day and my leg was numb, the first video I clicked on YouTube was neuropathy caused by alcoholism, and I went down that rabbit hole, and I actually had stem cells shot into my foot a year ago to correct the neuropathy, which cost upwards of $11,000. But joke's on me, it definitely wasn't neuropathy because I had my nerves tested basically about 2 months ago, and I have no nerve damage. So, what a fool I was. But you go down these rabbit holes, and you're convinced it's you convince yourself in your mind. Actually, the problem drove me crazy. To be honest with you, but I had an anxiety in the bank about 15 months ago, and I had to go to emergency, almost in an ambulance, basically, almost. But anyways, whatever. The funness of getting old and your body breaking down is you can probably see I'm wearing reading glasses. I used to have perfect vision about 5 years ago, and all of a sudden, I remember I would be tattooing, and I would say to the clients, "Just a second, I got to focus my eyes." And so I'd sit there and try to. But what was happening at the time was my eyes were beginning to unfocus because of my age, becoming an old man, basically, which is fun, not fun. As you can see here, I got the pencil on its side to create texture, the shadow texture on the lip. I like the broken up texture, basically. and that's over the first layer of wand shading, and the layer before that would be the geography of the face, basically getting all the roadmap of the face. Basically, that's would be stage one of this drawing on gray paper. But you gotta love this gray paper because you get to exploit the full value spectrum of this full value monotone grayscale drawing, and you could add color to it after, but that makes it a little more technical. I'm just basically doing the white, the light to the white night, the white privilege to Black Lives Matter scale, basically, not to get political. I actually saw these protesters in the summer, Black Lives protesters in the summer, screaming at the intersection, and she was really a really hot, like 19-year-old girl, and I felt like screaming just to be a jerk, eh? Hey, hot stuff or something like that. You know, she's sitting there trying to, virtue signal, but yet she's dressed, making sure that her attributes are emphasized. Like her wearing a crop top, her belly's sticking out, her belly's exposed, and her ass is in tight jeans, and making sure she looks good, but she's virtue signaling, which always makes me laugh, But I felt like opening the window. I don't care about this stuff. Just let me see your tits, as a joke, right? Just to piss her off. But, I suspect that's what they want. I suspect, it's probably what they like, You wouldn't get dressed like that. I mean, leave in the comments, young girls, if you're watching this. Why do you get dressed like that if you want attention? But anyways, we're going down a rabbit hole. I used to, a little side note here. I remember the period in when I lived in London, Ontario, when I had a period of art when I lived in London, Ontario. 1995 and 96 when I drew for about 2-3 years, and then I'd stop again for... Actually, no, fuck that period. The 2008 period, I started drawing skeletons in my youth, and my mother used to say, "Why do you always have to draw skeletons? You satanic? Why don't you draw something nice?" So when I started drawing girls, I couldn't draw girls to save my life. I remember it being in high school, and this girl, I was hired to draw Chad Kalazzi's girlfriend. I think, if memory serves, this is 1990. So I'm hired to draw Natalie Gerard's portrait, I think. I was doing portraits for like $50 or something like that. And I remember I used her photo as the reference, but then I wanted to draw an arm in there. I wanted to make up an arm because it was basically this girl, like, this is how dumb I am about how dumb I was back then. I thought, it'll be so cool if I draw a girl ripping out of the wall, tearing out the wall, like the Bones Ripper, and that's basically a skeleton, like ripping out of the wall, and using his hands to pull back the paper, like if you can imagine someone tearing out of a wall. So I thought that'd be real cool. A girl would like that, right? So I had to make up an arm tearing out of the wall. So I used my arm as a reference, looking at it in the mirror. But so you have this sort of, I did pretty good for my experience level. I drew her face pretty decently. It looked like her, but it was a 15-year-old's drawing, so it was shit, basically. But it was pretty good, because I put a lot of effort into it. I remember I used markers and wax pencils on Bristol board. But then I made her arm out of my arm, basically. I looked at my arm in the mirror, and I drew it so you got these male fingers, basically, this male hand. And my mother sent me, that drawing surfaced not too long ago, and I just laughed because it's like a beautiful young girl with a man's arm, or a teenage boy's arm. But I didn't know the difference between a female hand and a male hand back then. Well, I didn't, you know what I mean? It didn't put two and two together for sure. For sure didn't put two and two together back then. I was a fucking moron, basically. So you got this beautiful young girl's face with a guy's hand, and it's so disturbing looking. I'll try to eventually I'll try to find it and post it at some point. But it's really hilariously cringe. So in 2008, I didn't know how to draw girls at all, and this is when I started drawing again from a long break. My girlfriend at the time, you'd say, well, why don't you stop talking about your ex-girlfriend? Well, whatever, it's their memories, you know what I mean? It would have been her that screwed me up, it would have been somebody else, whatever. It's the whole thing. But I remember she basically said to me, passive-aggressively, pointing out that she was good at drawing girls and I wasn't. So I was on a mission there. I was going to learn how to draw girls just to fucking stick it to her. Stick it up your ass, ex-girlfriend, right? Basically. So I went on to basically, well, I think I'm pretty good at drawing girls now, basically. So, but that was all. If I am good at drawing girls, it was just to the whole quest started just to stick it to fucking ex-girlfriend, my friend, and I think I did pretty good, my friend. Of course I joke, but no, seriously, that's why I took on this quest to learning how to draw girls, is because she made that fucking passive aggressive comment, hitting me below the belt as far as I was concerned, demasculating me, and I will not be demasculated, my friend. So ex-girlfriend, you're watching this, stick it to you. I learned how to draw girls, didn't I? Okay, take care, everybody. Of course I joke. It's all in good fun, my friend. Hope you like the drawing. So, all right, take care, everybody. Bye.